Morning to all of you, and thank you for joining us here at the Keeper of the Plains. This is an amazing day. It really is wonderful with this type of weather. So again, welcome to the Keeper of the Plains Plaza. As many of you know, this weekend is a big celebration right here at the plaza. On Saturday, May 18th, from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., the Mid-America All-Indian Museum right here at 650 North Seneca will host a free community-wide event titled Party for the People. And this will commemorate and celebrate the 50th anniversary of the rededication of the Keeper of the Plains. This event is presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas in partnership with the Indian Museum's Bosun Society, the City of Wichita, Sedgwick County, Evergy, and other sponsors, and we appreciate all of their support. The day will be free and family friendly, and this is a celebration that will include a rededication of the Keeper of the Plains sculpture, as well as a park run which starts at 8 a.m. right outside of Exploration Place, an indoor powwow, native performances, art exhibits, food trucks, outdoor games and activities, exhibits from community partners, and free admission to the museum, as well as fireworks to cap off that night. Here to tell us more is Director of Arts and Cultural Services, Lindsay Banaka. Lindsay?
Thank you, Mayor Wu. Lindsay Banaka, Director of Arts and Cultural Services for the City of Wichita, where I help oversee the Mid-America All-Indian Museum. Mayor Wu covered a lot of it, but this Saturday we've got a lot of really fun things in store for the Party for the People here at the Mid-America All-Indian Museum in the backyard. The event kicks off at 1 p.m. with a rededication ceremony that will follow the same format of the original dedication ceremony back in 1974 to really commemorate this icon to our community and the gift that Black Bear Bosun gave to Wichita. The event is completely free to attend and open to the public, and the celebration does include a kids zone with over 20 booths, free boat rides with the Wichita Wagon Masters, presentations happening throughout the day on the main stage, including performances by native flautist Brandon Buffalohead, musical performances by AJ Harvey, who's a native artist who's from Wichita, who is currently performing on NBC's season of The Voice and was in the recent Oscar-winning film Killers of the Flower Moon. So we're really excited to have AJ here performing throughout the museum. The powwow will be from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. and then again from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We also have a really stunning headlining group that's coming in for this event. Their name is Indigenous Enterprise, and they'll be performing throughout the day on the main stage out in the backyard. This group is a Native American collective who have critical acclaims from the New York Times, from Vogue magazine, for their captivating performances and stunning visual artistry. They've performed on NBC's World of Dance, at the Sydney Opera House, recently in Taiwan, I just learned, and they were featured performances in President Biden's inauguration. So we're really excited to welcome Indigenous Enterprise to Wichita. Attendees to their performances will be able to see a variety of really high quality, high energy, captivating dances by Indigenous Enterprises, including jingle dress, hoop dancing, and grass dancing. The evening will conclude at 9 p.m. with the fireworks display above the Keeper and, of course, the lighting of the Ring of Fire. Again, there's no cost to attend. It's completely open and free to the public to come on out. We encourage you to bring a few extra dollars, though, to stop by the museum's gift shop to get some commemorative Keeper merch. We've got some really exciting t-shirts and hoodies to commemorate the event. And we also have a concessions area that's led by the Native Elders Council, who will be selling Indian tacos throughout the day. Also, the Mid-America All-Indian Museum is accepting donations throughout this event and throughout the year, actually, to help with the Black Bear Bosun Preservation Fund. This fund helps aim to collect and preserve the artwork of Black Bear Bosun, the man behind the Keeper of the Plains. We do want to give a big thank you and shout out to various community partners for the event, including presenting sponsor Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas, our Eagle sponsors Evergy, the Kansas Department of Commerce, and the Kansas Health Foundation. We also want to thank our Keeper Kids Zone sponsor, Fidelity Bank, and to our additional sponsors, the Wichita Foundation, the Chickasaw Nation, Donlinger Construction, Southern Star, Cargill, Berry Foundation, and Visit Wichita. As you may have heard, we're having some technical difficulties with our websites this week. So if you're trying to visit the Indian Museum website, we really encourage you to go to social media to follow the museum and the City of Wichita to get up-to-date information about the event this weekend. But we hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. the microphone, is it loud enough for folks? I feel like folks back there cannot hear. Mic check. Mic check. It's not on. I'll talk louder.
There we go.
Thank you again for joining us this morning. I really appreciate seeing folks out here, not just to see and hear about the celebration, but as you saw just a moment ago, people are activating this space. And we love when folks in our community are being active, whether walking or rollerblading, and really activating this space. So again, thank you, and we again invite you to come out here on Saturday for the Keeper of the Plains 50th anniversary. There will be a couple of items that you might want to know about, and that is the self-service kayak rentals at Riverside Tennis Center, Kellogg Bridge, and O.J. Watson Park will be 50% off on May 17th and 18th, and they're valid for one-time use using the code KEEPER50. So again, that code is KEEPER50, no spaces. I also want to thank our Native American community and Mid-America All Indian Museum for making this celebration special for not just our Wichitans, but visitors who will be coming here for the 50th anniversary. The Wichita Public Library Summer Reading Program returns from May 23rd to August 1st, 2024. This year's theme, Adventure Begins at Your Library, explores the different ways kids and teens can get lost in adventure through reading and activities available at the public library. Toddlers, kids, teens, and adults are invited to read books, participate in programs and activities, and win cool prizes all summer long. Here to tell us more is Sean Jones from Wichita Public Libraries.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, the summer reading program begins in 1 week on May 23rd, and we're thrilled to have 4 different tiers for residents to participate in. Our pre-readers program encourages caregivers to read with their young readers, aged birth to preschool, and track their progress all summer long. Once you meet your goal, you can visit the library to collect really cool special prizes. The Kids Read program for kindergarten through 5th grade lets kids create their own reading goals, track their progress, and complete fun challenges along the way. Kids are going to be given a journey map with tons of great summertime activities to participate in all throughout Wichita. The Teens Read program for grades 6 through 12 lets teens set their own reading goals and lets them track them in a customizable journal. We're thrilled to have several great prize sponsors this year, including the NBC World Series, Carousel Skate Center, On the Border, Exploration Place, the Arcade, and many, many more. Kids and teens who finish their reading challenges will also be entered to win a grand prize drawing, which includes family memberships to the Museum of World Treasures, private golf cart tours of the Ulrich Museum of Art's outdoor sculpture collection, kids and teens passes to the Sedgwick County Zoo, and family sets of tickets to the Wichita Symphony Orchestra. Pre-registration is now open at all 7 library locations and through the free Beanstack app. Participants who register by the end of the day on Thursday, May 23rd, will be entered in a drawing for 2 tickets to see Matilda the Musical later this summer at Music Theater Wichita. And adults, we haven't forgotten about you. We started our adult summer reading program last year, so this year we're continuing that fun. We've created a downloadable coloring sheet and adventure guide that gets you out exploring all that Wichita has to offer. We'll have more information about that on our social media platforms May 23rd, and adults who complete their challenge will receive pickleball games at Chicken and Pickle. We also have a great schedule of programs for all ages, including a series of free family concerts featuring artists from all across the country, as well as a free concert series featuring your Wichita Symphony Orchestra. We have a schedule of upcoming programs available on all of our social media platforms, so your best bet is to follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, Nextdoor, all the social platforms to get up-to-date information. Thank you.
stuff. Thank you very much, Sean. Really appreciate it. And again, it's an opportunity in the month of May as we celebrate the kickoff of summer reading program. So if you're interested, please connect with the Wichita Public Libraries. Next up, the month of May is also a time for us to honor being part of the Stop the Bleed month, which means that Ascension Via Christi will come up and talk to us a little bit more about that. But it's a basic knowledge of first aid and life-saving measures, which can be crucial in emergencies. We have Dr. James Hahn with the Trauma Medical Director of Ascension here to tell us more about the opportunities to learn how to be ready in a medical emergency situation.
Good morning, everyone. So for those of you who are not aware or haven't heard about this, Stop the Bleed is the idea to give normal lay people a way to intervene in the death process in trauma. It started right after Sandy Hook and that tragedy, and a group came together, and that included EMS physicians, paramedics, the military, myself as a trauma surgeon, to try to figure out how we can create an educational platform to stop the people dying in the first 5 minutes. It doesn't matter what I do for a living, it doesn't matter what equipment I have over there if the person's already bled to death before I see them. The main components are pretty simple, and they apply to a variety of situations. That is, how do you effectively place a tourniquet? How do you effectively place hemostatic bandages without any specialty training? It's been in existence for quite some time. The good thing about this is we actually have the idea that we're going to train the trainers, right? There's no way, even if I take my entire staff, I can train all of Wichita. I just don't have that many people. The idea is I have a class, we train people, those people become trainers, they train people. We've used this in a variety of city situations, we've used it in our public schools, we've also used it in the aeromedical, because we think about things and everyone's, well, that's a mass shooting, that's a tragedy, that almost never happens, I'm not going to see it. But I can tell you every day somebody out of Textron has a big piece of metal on them, slices a big hole in their arm. Unless somebody puts a tourniquet on it, I might not have a living person when they show up because they've already bled to death before they can be transported. Similarly, the other day we had a gentleman with his arm pulled into an auger. Same thing, very, very common, especially in the spring and the fall. Doesn't matter if I'm sitting here in Wichita, if you're out in the field and you have to have the bleeding controlled there before I have any chance of taking care of you. So that's the basic idea. We always bring this up. This is the month for it. We always push it very hard. I think most people actually enjoy the course. It's not very long. It's very approachable. And especially other people who aren't sure. A lot of times we even go to churches, huntsmen. A lot of people like to go out and hunt out in the periphery. It's a very, very valuable adjunct to know these two things because most people are carrying this equipment with them. They may or may not have ever been formally trained how to do it other than a YouTube video. So if you'd like to get a hold of us, and I hope you would, it's 316-6760. That's our educational offices. Or you can ask for Dr. Hahn or Victoria Chandler, who's with me here today. She actually got stuck at the hospital before I come up. And I will be around after if anybody has any concerns or wants to sign up. I'd be happy to sign you up. Thank you for your time.
Thank you again for that reminder. And again, if you'd like to connect Ascension Via Christi with Dr. Hahn, please contact them. Now we have something that I'm really excited about. I really believe that it's important to have our youth have opportunities, especially for employment and internships in our community. And so here to tell us a little bit more about this program called Easy as Pie is Keith Lawing with Workforce Alliance to tell us more about this program.
Great. Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everybody. Appreciate the opportunity to be here today. And I'm blown away. I got a lot of folks here. If you guys want to come a little closer, if you wouldn't mind. And the Youth Employment Project is a community-based strategy, and I've got a lot of my community partners here today, and I really want to thank them for being here. And it demonstrates the significance of what we're trying to accomplish here, and follow up on the mayor's comments. But the Workforce Alliance, we're partnering with the YMCA and their job prep program, the City of Wichita, the Way to Work program, along with Wichita Public Schools, other school districts in the region, to leverage resources and align services to make it easy and simple for young people and employers to be part of building the future for our workforce right here in the Wichita area. And I really do want to recognize my friends, I see Tyrone from YMCA over here. We have City of Wichita on their Way to Work program. Mayor, appreciate that. And some folks from Wichita Public Schools, which has really leaned in a big way, along with other school districts, to help provide this pathway to employment opportunities. It could not also happen with great community partners. We get funding from multiple sources, and I see my good friend United Way of the Plains, Pete Nahara, here. Pete, thank you very much. I appreciate the United Way leaning in and understanding how this is such a significant piece of the community we need to develop for future community wealth. Also, the Bank of America and a number of employer partners that have participated in this event. And again, an important part of this strategy is career exploration. We want young people to learn about employment opportunities from local employers here in our region. We want these talented young people to stay in this community to help them find their passion, establish their goals, and provide opportunities for success for those young people. It could be a young individual who followed their parents here from a different country, who was looking to provide an opportunity. How do we create that pathway for them? And again, this is what this is all about. Employers are a key partner in all of this. We cannot do this without the business community stepping forward. And I really want to recognize some of our pathfinders when it comes to providing internships and summer jobs in this community, and they're here with us today. But Textron Aviation, Spirit Aerosystems, and Cox Machine. Those three employers were at the foreground of this, but since then we've also been joined by great community partners. I see we have my friends from Local 29, the Sheet Metal Workers Union. We're doing career camps to do registered apprenticeships, raise awareness about that. We've got industry groups like Flagship Kansas. I see Connor over here. How do we find jobs around cybersecurity, which is critical? How do we get these young people into these career opportunities? So again, really, really critical we continue to do this. And then by creating space to bring youth to learn about business and industry firsthand, this really does open up young people's minds and helps them understand their career goals and how they can plan for that in the future, how they can get to college without leaving college with crushing debt and be ready to have an employment opportunity all lined up for them. So, and this year in particular, we see a higher demand than ever for internships, ever. And we need more employer partners. So I want to thank Mayor Wu for stepping up. Mayor Wu's going to host an summer intern this year. We've got other great employer partners. Wichita Regional Chamber of Commerce is going to bring on an intern. Wichita Business Journal. We'd love to have more of you in the media. Bring on a young person in your operations. Go talk to your general managers. And if any employer is still interested in getting kids together with a young person this summer, please contact me directly, Keith at workforce-ks.com. Go to our website, Workforce Alliance website. But again, we need more and more businesses to help us prepare young people for the future of work here in this Wichita area. And again, Mayor, thank you for the opportunity to be here today, and thank you for the partnership with the City of Wichita.
And thank you again to our community partners. I know that this is something that all of our community members really care about, and it's our youth. And we care for them to know that there are opportunities, especially job opportunities and career opportunities for them right here in our community. So I thank you for being a partner and making sure that our young people have those opportunities, not just during the summertime, but beyond. Last but not least, we have our Wichita Police Department Juvenile Intervention Unit with Chad Ditch and Alex Avendano, who will tell us a little bit more about another opportunity for young people who may be a little bit younger than getting a career opportunity, but it is called the Youth Citizen Police Academy. Please tell us more.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Like I said, I'm Officer Chad Ditch, my partner Alex Avendano. We're part of the Juvenile Intervention Unit. This summer, we're actually putting on 3 Youth Citizens Police Academies, all free. They're going to be all day, starting 7:45 to 4 p.m. We will have times available so you can drop your child off early, and then times available where you can pick your child up later. They're going to be a week long, all day long, like I said. But the cool thing is you don't have to just want to be a police officer. If you have any kind of interest in the criminal justice system, whether it's within courts or working at the jail, working in forensic science or something, we're going to give a little bit of everything. So we're going to be able to go out and go to our mounted unit. We're going to go, the kids will be able to do a ride along all day during this time, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff that's going on. One thing that we're asking as well is with this, we're going to be providing lunches and stuff to the kids. So if you are a business or a restaurant and you'd like to sponsor a day during this time, because we're going to have 3 of them, reach out to us. Contact us at wpdjiu@wichita.gov. And I'll let Alex talk to you guys about when the dates are and the time frame and stuff. So,
so we're you're good. So we're gonna have like he said, the 3 week-long classes. They're gonna be the second week of June, second week of July, and then the last week of July going into August. For more information on that, you can go to our Wichita Police Department Facebook page or the Juvenile Intervention Unit Facebook page. And it'll have the actual dates. It's a little bit easier, I feel like, to remember the weeks, and that way we know when to be prepared for that. But yeah, we're just looking to foster positive relationships with law enforcement and our youth in our community, and then we want to be able to provide them with that opportunity to kind of see the behind the scenes and what happens in different areas throughout law enforcement, like he was saying. So. We're looking forward to having the youth, and this will be our 3rd year doing it, so it's been good so far.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you again to our Wichita Police Department Juvenile Intervention Unit. They do much more than just the summer program. They really are out in the community during the rest of the year, really engaging with our youth, and they always need support. So I see a lot of partners here that could partner with them, and I love seeing this type of collaboration, which brings me to some good news. I always like to share good news, and I believe we didn't have our mayor's briefing last week, so I get to say congratulations again for the collaboration between KU and WSU, as well as WSU Tech, on the groundbreaking of the new biomedical campus in downtown Wichita. Which is going to be a great investment into the city, but also a great catalyst for a lot of good that can happen in our community. And at the same time, we obviously are just next door to Exploration Place, where you see the construction going on for their amphitheater that should open up sometime in September. So we're excited about all the good news that is happening in the city of Wichita. And then I wanted to just say a couple of words about Visit Wichita, since yesterday they came and spoke about the really great news in January when the U.S. National Figure Skating Championships will be held right here in Wichita. And Brian Boitano has been in our community sharing the good news about ticket sales that have now gone live. And I think that they're at each of the TV stations today sharing the opportunities for the community to get out and support athletes from throughout the nation. So those are some just good pieces of good news, but I know that we have a lot more that we can share with you all, and I know that one of those pieces of information that you would like to know about is regarding the cyber incident. We did give out, the City of Wichita's Comm Department shared on Tuesday the latest update, but we have some new updates that I will have Megan just share just what we have.
All right, we appreciate everyone's patience as we work through this issue. Our incident response recovery team continues to work, and as we have additional updates for the community or anyone this impacts, they will be available at wichita.gov/alert. Anything else before I step down? All right, thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
So, Lily, we had a few from our station regarding the cyber attack.
Megan?
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, ma'am.
So one of them is, have you all interacted with other municipalities like Tulsa to just kind of find out like what they did in terms of rectifying their situation?
We have been in contact with other cities who've experienced similar situations.
Okay. And we also had concerns from people from the community about the Social Security numbers being out there and, you know, their concerns around that and what's being done So is there anything that you could say to comfort the community for those concerns?
Yeah, we appreciate your patience as we work through this. As we do have more updates and any other further advice, that will be made available at wichita.gov/alert.
Okay. And the last question is, because you're working on the cyber attack, is that why everything is kind of hush-hush and there's no, like, updates really with this?
We've tried to provide updates as quickly as we have given them. We provided it the day that we really learned that something had happened, and we'll continue to provide updates as soon as they are available.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Thank you very much. And again, thank you for community partners for coming out today. And again, please come out for the 50th anniversary celebration of the Keeper of the Plains on Saturday. Thank you very much.